stop scrolling. You are witnessing the very first deep dive into what Apple is absolutely terrified you'll find out about their next revolutionary machine, the M5 Mac Mini. This isn't just an upgrade, this is a paradigm shift that redefines the very essence of a desktop computer. For months, the biggest question in tech hasn't been what Apple will release, but when they will unleash the monster they've been building in secret. We have tracked the supply chain, decoded the analyst whispers, and sifted through the deepest, most credible leaks to bring you the truth. Today, we're not just confirming the M5 Mac Mini's existence. We're revealing the major chip upgrade, a quantum leap in performance, and the shocking new release window that is far more complex than a simple date on a calendar. If you've been on the fence about buying an M4, or even an M3 Mac, stick with me. Because by the end of this 30 minutes, you will know exactly when to open your wallet, and why the M5 Mac Mini will be the single most important purchase you make next year. Let's dive into the core of the machine. The Mac Mini's heart is the chip, and the M5 is not just a spec bump. This is where Apple is betting the farm on the future of computing, artificial intelligence. Forget the M4. The M5 is built on an enhanced, third-generation 3-nanometer process. What does that actually mean? It means Apple has squeezed in a staggering amount of processing power while somehow increasing efficiency. But the real, seismic shift is in the GPU and the neural engine. This is a game-changer for every creative, every developer, and every professional user. The M5's GPU is rumored to feature a neural accelerator in every single core. Think about that. You're not just getting a faster chip, you're getting a chip that is purpose-built to obliterate your most demanding AI and machine learning workflows. We are talking about a 400% jump in peak AI compute performance compared to its predecessor. Imagine running massive language models locally on your Mac Mini, instantly. Imagine generating high-res, complex video and 3D renders in a fraction of the time. This is not science fiction, this is the M5. Let's break down the rumored performance numbers that just hit the wires. Multi-threaded CPU performance? A solid, dependable 15% faster. But the GPU? A mind-bending 30% boost in overall graphics performance. And in ray tracing workloads, the one area where Mac has struggled against PC, the M5 is rumored to be 45% faster. That is the difference between a frustrating wait time and pure, fluid productivity. But hold on, it gets better. For the pro-level users, the leaks point directly to an M5 Pro variant in the Mac Mini chassis. This isn't just double the power, it's a fully modular architecture designed to handle even the most colossal tasks. Rumor has it we'll see up to a 16-core CPU and a jaw-dropping 22-core GPU configuration. The tiny Mac Mini, suddenly capable of going head-to-head with the largest, clunkiest PC desktops. This is the ultimate sleeper machine. This monumental leap is powered by one more crucial factor, memory bandwidth. The M5 is said to push the unified memory bandwidth up by nearly 30% to 153 GB per second. Bandwidth is the highway for data. More lanes means less traffic, and less traffic means your system feels snappier, even when juggling 50 Safari tabs, a massive Final Cut Pro project, and a Blender render all at once. If you've ever felt your current Mac slow down under pressure, this is the single spec that ends that frustration forever. Let's address the elephant in the room. The price. With these massive performance gains, we all expect a price hike, right? Well, the latest insider reports suggest Apple is aiming to keep the base price remarkably stable. The current expectation is that the base M5 Mac Mini will start right around the $599 to $649 price point for the standard M5 chip. This maintains its position as the ultimate entry point into the Mac ecosystem. But here is the critical upgrade Apple must make for the US consumer, and the leaks suggest they are finally listening: base storage. For years, the base Mac Mini has stubbornly held on to a crippling 256 GB SSD. In 2026, with 4K and 8K video being standard, 256GB is an insult. The most persistent, and most credible, leak right now suggests Apple is finally increasing the base storage to 512GB. This is a non-negotiable upgrade that makes the base model instantly viable for the majority of users. Furthermore, the storage speed itself is rumored to get a substantial boost. We're looking at potentially double the SSD read/write speeds compared to the previous generation. This doesn't just make file transfers faster, it makes everything from app launches to system responsiveness feel instantaneous, especially if you're using the SSD for swap memory. And what about RAM? The memory configurations are likely to remain the same: 8GB, 16GB, 24GB, and 32GB for the standard M5. However, the M5 Pro Mac Mini is where things get truly exciting, with whispers of a new, higher ceiling, possibly 64GB, to truly cater to the pro audience that is desperate for a compact desktop powerhouse. Finally, connectivity. While the physical design is expected to remain largely unchanged, the sleek, iconic aluminum chassis is here to stay. The connectivity inside is rumored to be brought into the future. Look for an upgrade to the internal Wi-Fi standard, potentially Wi-Fi 7, to ensure your tiny desktop doesn't bottleneck your blazing fast internet. The ports themselves, Thunderbolt and USB-C, are expected to remain, maintaining compatibility with all your existing hardware. But the massive increase in memory bandwidth gives hope for future Thunderbolt 5 support, a technology that would supercharge external display and storage performance. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for. The release date. This is the most complex, and frankly, the most frustrating part of the M5 Mac Mini story. The leaks are conflicting, but when you zoom out, a clear, and slightly delayed, picture emerges. The consensus among the most reliable industry analysts is that the M5 Mac Mini will not launch in late 2025 as some hoped. The most likely, and most logical, window is mid to late 2026. Why the delay? It all comes down to Apple's product strategy. The M5 chip is already making its debut in other devices, like the M5 MacBook Pro and the M5 iPad Pro. The desktop-class chips, the M5 Pro, Max, and Ultra, require more development time, especially if Apple is committed to a simultaneous, unified desktop launch. The Mac Mini has to wait for its beefier siblings, the Mac Studio and the high-end iMac, to be ready. Apple wants to unleash the full force of its M5 architecture at once. However, there is an even darker shadow hanging over the Mac Mini. Several prominent leaks suggest a chilling possibility: Apple might skip the M5 altogether for the Mac Mini. Yes, you heard that right. Some analysts believe the Mac Mini could jump directly to the M6 chip to synchronize its release timeline with a broader Mac Pro update in 2027. This would be a tactical move by Apple, but it would leave current buyers in a painful lurch. So, here is the dilemma, and the truth you need to decide your next move. Scenario A, mid to late 2026 M5 launch. This is the high-probability scenario. If you have an M1 Mac Mini or older, you absolutely must wait. The performance gains are too significant to ignore. The M5 chip will provide you with 5 years of future-proof power. Scenario B, the M5 skip. This is the low-probability, high-impact scenario. If you need a new desktop right now and cannot wait until 2026, your best bet is to look at a deeply discounted M4 Mac Mini. The M4 is still a phenomenal machine, and its inevitable price drop will make it a fantastic value proposition in the interim. But be warned, you will be missing out on the massive AI and GPU upgrades of the M5. The takeaway is this: Apple is delaying the Mac Mini to deliver a monster. The M5 Mac Mini will not be just a little faster, it will be fundamentally more powerful in the ways that matter most: graphics, and memory. This little box will challenge the boundaries of what a compact desktop can achieve. You have your warning. Now you have your plan. So, there you have it. The price, the shocking new release timeline, and the biggest chip upgrade in the Mac Mini's history, all revealed. Apple's M5 Mac Mini is no longer a rumor, it's an approaching event horizon that will reset the clock for the entire industry. This is a battle of patience versus performance. The question is, are you ready for a machine that is 4 times smarter than your current desktop? Let me know in the comments, will you wait for the M5 Mac Mini in 2026, or is the current M4 discount too good to pass up? Hit that like button if these leaks and analysis saved you from a bad buying decision, and subscribe with notifications on. Because when the official announcement drops, we will have the instant hands-on breakdown you need. Don't buy a new Mac before you see that video. Thank you for watching.